You may find yourself living in a teardrop trailer. And you may find yourself in another part of the world. And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here?
All right, when things fail, we're gonna start talking about how did I get here? And I feel like there's gonna be a lot of these, I guess, sections of episodes to this. I haven't been sure where to start. I wanted to work backwards from where I am, that first episode, and kind of work into how I got to this point in my life. But recently I've had a lot of issues that I've had basically my whole life reemerge, and that is like ovarian cysts and things like that. And I realized that I need to start a few years ago, and I need to start when I was having a lot of problems with it again, which wasn't abnormal by any means. And so obviously how I got here also has a lot to do with, my childhood. It starts at birth basically, and all the things that I suppressed and was taught to suppress, and how my parents reacted to things, my friends, social situations, things like that molded me into the person that basically got me here, not speaking up for myself, not seeking for help, not doing a lot of things for myself, to take care of myself. I was very independent. So big difference. But anyway, we'll work backwards to that. So we're gonna start in 2017. No, let's start in 2014, I think. For a quick, brief summary. So in the fall of 2014, my ex-husband proposed to me, and I had already been through a lot of trauma, like we'll get there, some stories, kind of unreal, like just trauma after trauma after trauma with dating and men and situations. And so I remember, I said yes, and I remember afterwards telling him, if you ever don't want to be with me, or there's something wrong, or you have impulses or whatever, come to me first. Let's talk about it. Let's break this off, because I know that mentally, by this point, I was like already mentally traumatized, so much CPTSD, so many issues with anxiety, depression, panic, and so much more. I told him that I knew that I couldn't handle it if something like that were to happen. And he said okay, and I trusted him, that we would communicate and be in this together, because more than anything, we were really good friends. So flash forward to 2017, and I had been off of all like the hormones, birth control, stuff like that for making me think maybe a year, because they were really messing with my system too. I had been on everything under the sun since I was 15 until I was 30, and I had to stop. I was going crazy, and so he got a vasectomy, and I was off of hormones, and that messed with my system. And so all the pain that I had been, well, I was in pain on them, so that wasn't really helping, but all the pain that I was having during that time of the month, my moon cycle, was coming back like in huge waves, to the point where I was on really strong painkillers, spending days in the bathroom on the floor, like getting sick out of both ends, so much pain. And you know, they had diagnosed me with a few things and tried treating things, and it wasn't really working, and I ended up having about a 6-month period where I was just in pain and bleeding, and I was like anemic, and so I had a surgery scheduled, and this was like probably you know, October, November, when I had been seeing my doctor a lot, and the surgery was scheduled for February. I went to the grocery store, and I had my husband at the time's phone, and because the grocery list was on it, and I was just running in, and this girl was texting him about my dog that was very old, and a lot of you know her, Atira, and who was, you know, it was about her time. She was my baby there, you know, my first baby. She was a therapy dog. She was incredible. She was the best and worst dog in the whole wide world at the same time. Super intuitive. I could just cry thinking about her. But anyway, just texting him about my dog, and it was very strange. And so I asked him, you know, who is this? And he's like, oh, it's just someone I work with. And I was like, why are you talking about my dog with this person? Anyway, I knew right away that something was going on there. You know, she was on his Instagram all the time and stuff like that. And I didn't say anything, because he said that, you know, she was new, she was actually working under him, she was like 19, had like 3 kids or something, and you know, just a product, whatever they did, their, you know, builder person, line worker. And so, you know, it was against the rules for him to do anything, and he said that she had his number because he was out and they needed something from him. I don't know. There was always excuses, but you know, it wasn't believable. So I'm at home making dinner, and he walks in the back door. This is on December 23rd of 2017. I know this because it was 2 days before Christmas, and the last day that he was working for a while. And I knew something was wrong right away. I was making dinner. He didn't come up to me and give me like a kiss, hello, good to see you, whatever. He just went straight upstairs, and at the time we had so many dogs, like 9 or something, but you know, a few were in the house, like 5, and they all went to his crotch area to sniff. And I was like, strange, okay. And like right then, is when I knew that he had the affair, you know, and my heart kind of sank, and I just didn't say anything about it for a few days, because the next day was Christmas Eve. We were going to my parents' house, and this was the first year ever that we had been together, that we were able to afford a couple little presents for each other, and I was so excited to be able to give him these presents that I thought really long and hard about. And you know, we've been really poor. We'd bought this old farmhouse and it was a mess, and yeah, that's a whole other, we'll get to that. But anyway, I was able to afford a couple tiny things, and I was really excited about it. And so I just kind of wanted to pretend that nothing had happened. So I did that, and I knew it was weird. You know, at my parents' house, he was really quiet. He wasn't really like into the presents or anything, and I honestly don't remember Christmas. I think we woke up at my parents' house or something, and then went back to our house. I honestly don't remember, because I was just so in my head about this. Like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna approach this? What's gonna happen? And I was like that for a couple weeks. And I remember the day that I approached him about it. It was January 11th. And, you know, he started crying. He was on the floor, backed into a corner by the wood stove, and it's like, oh, I didn't even think about it. You know, I'd been walking her to her car and giving her kisses and stuff, and she asked me to walk her to her car one day, and it just happened. I didn't even think about it. It just happened. In the front seat of her car, in the work parking lot, during lunch. And I knew this. I had seen the remnants in his underwear when I did laundry, so that definitely solidified my you know, intuition. And then after that, I sank into a really deep, dark place for a long time, and I didn't know what to do. I was just lost, and I felt hopeless, and I was sick, and yeah, I didn't have anyone to reach out to. I didn't have anyone to talk to except him, the person that was making me feel this way, or that had done the thing to have me feel this way. And on top of it, to not even think about it. And it was just a game to her, you know, to see if she could get a married man to sleep with her. And they bonded over my dying dog, which made it even better. So we'll stop there for this How Did I Get Here session. So that is part 1. To be continued. Let the days go by, let the water hold me down. Let the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime